Hello, everybody. I'm feeling sleepy on this Saturday. I'm just starting to wake up myself, but we'll get there eventually. um, I had a very long day yesterday. I had to be up at 5 a.m. and wanted to go to bed early, but I am dumb and I was up late playing Baldur's Gate 3. So I am kind of sleepy. I overslept a bit this morning, which is great. And then, hiccup. Then I had to run out and run some errands this morning. And now I'm here. But it'll be kind of chill today, I guess. Well, as chill as we can be at the end of this case, because I'm pretty sure we'll finish case 2 of DGS2 today. The case that apparently has some international importance. This case, or the outcome of it, I guess, was part of the reason for Mikotoba summoning Susato back to Japan, which I am worried about. I don't know what it all means. I'm very scared, but we'll get there. We'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything will be perfectly fine, right? I'm assuming after this case, Soseki goes back to Japan, because in the 2 months between 4 and 5 in the first game, cases 4 and 5, he left, but I don't know, we'll see. I know cold beverages like this are not good for my voice when I'm trying to, like, voice act and everything in this game, but we'll drink this quickly and then we can properly act, and I also need, like, my comfort beverage to wake up. Because every time I run out to get errands... Sorry. I'm also a little bit coughing today. I'm a little coffee today. But every time I run out to do some errands, I have to get a fun little beverage. That just makes it all worth it, you know? What's the point? I mean, I could save money if I didn't get a fun little beverage every time, but it has the word fun in the title of fun little beverage, and it makes the whole excursion more fun, obviously. I have to. But yeah. It's been I'm sleepy, and I slept in, so my brain is still starting to wake up a little bit. Let's get into the case, I suppose. Let's get into this trial, because I don't know how long this trial is gonna be. We only had one part of the trial the first time we went into court. So I don't know. What case is this? Hello, Hogu, welcome. We are on the second case of the second game. The second case involving Soseki. So, I'm concerned as to what implications this could have on future story stuff. Oh my god, oh my god, why am I dropping frames? What the hell? I don't know what just happened there. I just saw I dropped a bunch of frames. I'm so sorry about that. Why? Why did it do that? I can't deal with this today. Why? Please. We've been fine streaming in 1080 resolution for a while now. Please do not let this happen again, please. I just want to look good and sound good. Alright, well, let's hope that doesn't happen again. I'm glad it happened during this rather than the game itself. So, yeah. I also don't know. I originally wanted to be on track to finish this game by the end of October. I don't know if that'll be the case anymore, considering these cases in this game seem to be a bit longer, or at least the second one is longer. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know when. I'm trying to think about it in terms of long-term planning as to what games I want to play next. Next, I definitely think I should be done with this game by the time Persona 5 Tactica releases mid-November. We should definitely be done with this by then. And I'm thinking that gives me about 2.5 months for like another longer game before Persona 3 Reload releases. So I think we'll probably stick to my plan of playing Yakuza Kiwami next. And with a little bit of Persona 5 Tactica as well alongside that. I don't know how much of Tactica I'm going to stream, to be honest. I feel like I'm gonna, the same thing that happened with Strikers is gonna happen here, where I get more invested in like the gameplay and the combat as opposed to like the story. Not that the story isn't gonna be like good or anything, I'm not saying that, but I feel like this is more about like the gameplay itself, like a spin-off with unique gameplay per se. And like with Strikers, I spent so much time just like grinding, doing every side mission and whatnot, and I kind of overlooked the main story a bit on stream, and I feel like I like to stream games where I really focus on the story. So we'll see how much of Tactica I want to stream. I definitely want to stream the full DLC with Akechi and Kasumi. I am definitely going to stream all of that because I need more of them. I miss them so much. So we'll see that. We'll definitely play the whole DLC. I don't know if that's a separate side story, separate from like the main storyline. We'll see. I guess we will find out, but that's the plan. We'll play the full DLC, maybe like a little bit of the main game and just see how we feel. And then Yakuza Kiwami will be like the main game that we focus on. I don't know how long. I think that's shorter than Yakuza 0. I think according to how long to beat. I'm gonna check that right now on how long to beat. Because I did do quite a bit of this. I want to do side content. Yakuza side content is a lot of fun too. Yakuza 0 31. That says the main story for Yakuza 0 is... Oh my god, sorry, I'm kind of phlegmy. Okay, so it says, according to how long to beat, the main and extra content of Yakuza Kiwami is just a tiny bit longer than the Yakuza 0 main story. So it definitely should not take as long if there's less to do overall. Because I definitely do want to do side stories. They're fun, they're silly, I love it. But it shouldn't take as long as Yakuza 0, based on what I'm reading here. And then we'll play that alongside Tactica. And then if we have time before the release of... Man, I've been coughing a bit today. I don't know why. I guess I'm a little phlegmy today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's allergies again, because I feel like they were kind of acting up yesterday. Fall, baby, we love it. But yeah, if we have time after Yakuza Kiwami and before Persona 3 Reload, I'll probably try to squeeze in Zero Time Dilemma, since that's kind of like a shorter game, I suppose. Yeah, a little... That shouldn't take... Maybe... I'm guessing that'll take maybe only, like, 2 weeks for that one. We'll see. And then I know the Apollo Justice port comes out a week before P3 Reload. But I'm not buying that game at full price. I'm not paying $70 for that game. I'm not paying $70 for the trilogy, so I'm not gonna feel compelled to buy it on release. I'm gonna wait till it's on sale before I get it, because I have other games to play too. I don't need that one immediately, and I probably will only stream Ace Attorney 4, because I've heard 5 and 6 are not that great, and I don't want to torment you guys with that. I'll probably just play them on my own, and like, we'll see. I will develop my own thoughts and opinions on them and share them with y'all. But I'm thinking I might only stream Apollo Justice himself, you know, his game. But that's the plan. This should take us up to P3 Reload, which is... it's, 3.5 months away, right? October. Yeah, 3.5 months away! But yeah, we're set until then, and I'm ready. I'm scared, and I'm super excited. And anyways, let's get going. Let's hop into the game. Let's start this case. Or finish this case, I should say. Start playing and finish this case. Let's do that. Alrighty. Alrighty. We're going into our last day of court, I presume. Alright, here we go. We're in the Old Bailey. February 25th. Oh, also, happy belated Unnecessary Feelings Day. I know that international holiday was yesterday to commemorate the day that Miles Edgeworth said, thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. On October 20th. So happy anniversary to gay people. Wow! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, that's a great way to start today. I'm certainly awake now. Is he trying to be a cat again? Well, he's just getting inspiration for his book, right?
This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that's been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything!
And in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you.
I always appreciate your help, Mrs. Nato. Suffering Soseki selfishly sidelined! What? I mean, we are kind of putting in all the work, buddy. But to be fair, like, what else can you do, you know? Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning! Good morning! Welcome, student Mr. Naro Esquire! If it was a good morning, I'd be fishing! Listen to you two, chatting away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here! Why would you do that? Why?
Oh dear. We didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was reading!
What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally. That's because I haven't attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for! That's why I have— if you have your eyes shut, people are not gonna want to talk to you, buddy. I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Sorry, buddy. You'll have to forgive me.
And you mustn't talk of your path leading to your death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example!
Oh yes, there it is. Inner calm. Taking a nice calm poop like that. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful long-lost homeland.
No, we're not, yeah. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet.
Whoops. Yes, well, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh, what sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. Alright.
It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all.
Yep. He has the EPs today too.
It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits.
It's a very clear message, I think, that he overslept again. Yep, obviously. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Alright. Let's get going. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Sosuke-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end, that's all. Alright, how soon do we think Van Zeeks is gonna strip this time? It seems like he does that. Am I dropping frames? Am I still dropping frames? Because I saw I dropped some earlier. Am I being like choppy today? If I am, I apologize. I saw I dropped some frames earlier, but I don't think that has happened again since then. I don't know why my computer is not cooperating today. Alright, for now I think it looks fine on my end, but let's hope it stays that way. Alrighty. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. There he is. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done, you'll mark my words.
I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you like.
Oh my god, bro. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I have no sympathy for the man at all. Alright, that's the victim. Look, I said it again yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this, I got my own problems. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today. Oh boy. Now, Lord Van Zieks, what can you tell us? Is it stripping time? Or is he just gonna... The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. Oh yeah. Is there poison in the tea? Look at those boobs. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the black god in the dock, pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of more sanguine hue. You're never beating the vampire allegations, buddy. Hello, Kai, welcome. I just remember this took place before Gina's trial because Naruto wouldn't be here considering his... Oh yeah, the government secret, yeah, literally playing that disc. How are you doing today? Thanks for being here. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Is that why? Don't answer, but is that why he said he's no longer allowed to practice law in Great Britain? Because he demanded that that disc be played? Sanguine hue, Van Ziek's ancestor. Hello, Vice. How are you doing today? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on top of it. Yes, that's the tea. That's the tea indeed. What's the tea on the tea, Gregson? That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night. Oh, the brains of the art analyzed it, and yes, you're right. It was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it. Ooh, that should be enough to get him declared innocent, right? But surely this is not going to go that way. Van Zieks has something up his sleeve, or in his cape for sure, and he's gonna reveal it as soon as he strips.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation! As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Sosuke Natsume, is... there he goes. The tea is innocent, but it doesn't mean he is. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions. Oh my god, with this again. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? Bruh. Are you saying, yeah, only a little bit of that's a different tea. That's not the same tea that he brought, or only a portion of the tea he brought was poison, blah blah blah. Moderately alive? Same here. I've been benched. I had a very long day yesterday, and I'm still just starting to wake up today. My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Yeah, the self-same river which is polluted literally. Like, what would you, like... Are you implying that the Thames is drinkable, Van Zieks? Because... I don't think so. I'd rather drink a gulp of salt water than that.
Mr. Shamspear.
Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation. You're doing good? Arisa described her idea was Giselle Brett's role. Oh, she wasn't supposed to be a victim. She was going to be used in a different adventure. Ooh, interesting. Well, I'm glad that she got offed in the way she did, because that gave us the gift that is Ryutaro Naruhodo. I am very grateful for that. I love Susato so much. She's my girl. She's my best friend. Sounds like we're gonna have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. I think Van Zeek's also is a theatrical friend, you know? We almost had the same reaction to that news, yeah. Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspear to the stand. Is he gonna make a proper entrance? Booth, interesting. Why does he do that little body roll? Mr. William Shamspear, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven! Oh hell! Do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspear, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence. Yes, but as we revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we have perhaps first been led to believe. By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspear, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say! Arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting in my tail. Oh, indeed! By dint of violent, cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends, I confess! Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure! They changed one of her lines. Instead of Ryutaro monologuing to Judge Jigoku, her original line was, "Oh yeah, baby, I'm Ryu Naruto." Oh my god! That's so cute! I love that! That makes me think of, oh yeah, Sherlock Holmes #2, baby. Man, Sherlock Holmes #2 and Ryutaro Naruhodo. Oh my god, is Ryutaro Naruhodo actually Sherlock Holmes #2? You know what, that would kind of be... That seems like a Susato thing to do, you know, since she idolizes Sholmes so much. I'm going to create another persona based off of Sholmes, but I'm going to name him Sherlock Holmes. But that's really cute, I love that line. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved, but... What if that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me. What the? Why did that not work? Cam, I'm so sorry.
Objection.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to open my chatbot. I'm so sorry. I scanned you out of a Kiryu-chan. I'm so sorry. I forgot to open my chatbot. I am so sorry. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't work if I open it after OBS. I'm so sorry. Sherlock Holmes is the main protagonist. Oh my god. You know what? Since we had our Senmu Pawn, it's not unthinkable that Sherlock Sholmes could be a persona. Alright, I opened my Mix It Up. Sometimes it doesn't work if I open it after OBS though. Kiryu-chan! There we go. There's a free Kiryu-chan. There you go. But sorry that it was not a scare. I'm sorry.
But it should work now, I hope.
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. I remember when I first saw Ryutaro, I didn't see Susato or a girl at all. I thought Ryutaro was Naruhodo and so no! Oh my god! Majima was just late to work. You know what? So real of him. That was me. I was late waking up this morning, and I was late starting stream, and my brain is kind of fried. It's, yesterday was very busy for me, so I'm still kind of recovering from it. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspear? Has he just been jumping this whole time? The whole time we've like just been kept it on Ryunosuke while talking? Has he just been jumping? Bro has got thighs of steel to be doing that. Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is the poison. Why it is the poison apparently entered your body, though none of it was found in the tea. Watch him actually be faking the existence. We've not found anything indicating the strychnine exists, right? Like, have we? Has he been making this up this whole time as some sort of like fun little plot? I've heard of cords of steel, but never thighs of steel, yeah. Sato is, yes. She literally says that. It says more of him than her. Yeah. God. She can literally do anything. Like, she is a walking encyclopedia. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past him to fake his own poisoning and get Sosuke convicted of it solely because Sosuke had a different opinion than him regarding Romeo and Juliet and then beat him in the duel. Niggas crush so many watermelons, so true. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. I think that's what we're gonna use, because there's no tea ring inside Mr. Natsume's cup, which means the tea was not sitting there for a long time. Bad opinion on this character, you must be sent to prison. Yep, He would be a part of Stan Twitter for sure. She stole my role. I was the walking encyclopedia, no! Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience. Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance. But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. Shakespeare's writing a Google Doc with all the reasons you should be cancelled! Yes! Why Julia is problematic. A thread. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet? Yes. Yes, Shakespeare, Ramon and Julia. Yes, Ramon and Julia. Yes. Oh my god, that's beautiful. I knew that. By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from this accused's hands. Julia fan blocked. DNI if you like Julia. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shakespeare, be a common thief of gas. He's breaking character again. The under eye circles, not speaking in a Shakespearean way. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have not to lose. Well, I do declare. Oh my god. Juror number 3 is simping hard for juror number 2 today, stealing her lines and saying, "Be as aggressive with my hat as you like." DNI if you like problematic ships. Example, Ramon X Julia. Yeah. Yes. Ramon X Mercury is the best one. Yes, my lord. The relationship is so toxic. Literally. At the end, at least, for one of them. Huh. I probably should press rather than jumping to conclusions, but I suspect it could have something to do with the, I don't think there was tea left in his cup. Should I be bold and just press it right away? Hello, Reaper, welcome. Hiccup, how are you doing? Ramon and Julia is like Romeo and Juliet, and just the actors talk differently and they both die different deaths, but the same thing. Like, if you can't afford to make, yes, you can make Tappy Toes! Stop, it's like one of those, like, low budget, like, cheap off-brand, like, remakes of, like, animated movies. Santa's back, yes! Huh, you know what? Should I be bold and try this? I should probably press, but...
Objection!
Oh! Oh my god! We did it! Mercury, who, fair maiden, might this personage be? Whether we seek further enlightenment, what manner of character they may possess? Mercury is very silly. You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. Oh yeah, we have him in the special outfits. Ryu, Susato, and Sholmes are all in different outfits now. And that you use... The only thing is, he doesn't have the thing. So whenever he asks Kazuma for strength, it's like a subconscious gesture rather than actually pushing the thing up his arm, which makes it even more emotional in my opinion. It's like a habit of just like constantly touching there to like Kazuma. Oh yeah, this one actually takes place in the past. This case actually takes place a couple days after the fourth case in the first game. This is like a missing thing in between. Another case involving Soseki as the defendant. And apparently, this case is part of the reason that this whole game takes place in the past. You know what? Okay, true, it does. We went into the past. Oh my god, we went into the past. We're in the past, and then we went into the past again. So does that cancel it out and make us go into the future? Yeah, Sosuke's the defendant again. Makes me think of him calling her like Sherlock Holmes. He called him the Sherlock Holmes, all one word on the DS. Nice. I used the tea left his cup to make fake coins. But that's not possible. How! Chop logic. What is this, ye darkly clad friend? Man, I'm sorry, I'm like coughing quite a bit today. Sosuke retweeted ship art and is now public enemy #1, exactly! The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant. Also, I have a couple times running throughout stream, I have a link to like a couple mutual aid funds that are like offering humanitarian aid to people in need in Palestine, because that's very important right now. It's not something we should look away from. So if you're able, please consider donating. I wanted to make like an actual fundraiser like connected to stream, but I couldn't find like a good way to do that. I tried GoFundMe, but that puts your name and location on the fundraiser, and I wasn't doing that controversial. It shouldn't be controversial, I don't think. Like, saying genocide is bad should not be a controversial thing. Yes, that's all I'm gonna say, yeah. It shouldn't be a controversial thing to say genocide and ethnic cleansing are wrong. But anyways, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say, yeah. Incontrovertible? What difference? Yes, the jesters have jokes that can't stand as the punchline. I was actually also thinking, I recently started fully playing through Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, because I never played through the whole thing by myself. I played through most of Super Paper Mario. I didn't get to the very end, but I know what happens at the end. Did I make this political? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I mean, Super Paper Mario's been out for like, well, yeah, I'm playing The Thousand Year Door. I am almost done with World 3. Yeah, I'm doing that. It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Yeah, I have the original GameCube version. I'm playing it on my Wii at home, and it's fun. I like it. And I'm very happy that it's getting ported, so it's gonna be more accessible, because I already love it. Like, okay, I don't want to get into this. I don't want... okay, this conflict has been going on for decades, and I don't want... Or, like, what are they... if they're trying... Okay, I'm gonna say, if they're trying to defend themselves from Hamas, why are they bombing civilians? Why are they going after civilians? That doesn't give them the right to attack civilians on the off chance that they take out, like, a member of Hamas. Like, that's inexcusable. And you know what, if that is inexcusable, I'm not gonna be swayed on that. And if you defend that kind of behavior, yeah, this conflict did not start. Exactly, it's been going on for decades. It did not start then, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to, like, make this, like, the focus of stream, but I am gonna say I fully support Palestine, and if that, you cannot sway me on that, and if that's an issue with you, then, oh well, too bad. There's no excuse for decades of genocide. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Oh, Glitz and Glory. Oh yeah, the Glitz Pit, that's where I am. It's exciting. It's quite mysterious. There's some shady things happening in the Glitz Pit. Yeah. Shady things in the Glitz Pit. Yes, the Susato takedown. Pull one's arm behind, sweep the legs, and push them to the ground. Oh my god, that's like, there's like an actual, like, formula for that? Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough. Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while. And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. Yeah, he drinks tea while it's hot. Good lord, you're right. It's completely clean. And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted. Drink tea while it's hot! Yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night, and drank his tea in no time. Oh! That's a new sprite. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well. After several hours, the tea was left standing. But... what? Where are your words now, buddy? Where are your flowery words? In short, Mr. Shamspear, you clearly lied to the court. Get me to a nunnery! Not the tea.
Objection.
Yeah, the chai tea thing. I know that was like a thing in Spider-Verse earlier this year. That was actually where I learned that the word chai actually means tea. So, you know what? The more you know, I learned something. As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice. Okay, so we got 17 cups for Godot, and we got 17 cups for Godot and 7 for Van Zieks. Someone's probably done it already, but I need to go back.
Brat. I'll sue!
Oh my god, very appropriate when we are suing and we are in court. Van Zieks always starts trials with a cape, and then he always strips at some point. This is probably the longest he's worn it aside from the very first trial. As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. I want to keep that information to yourself, yeah. But he barely drinks it, so like, can we really say he's like getting drunk? Yet on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry. And then you just like, flip the bottle like that. Our drinking habits are... Yeah, are you admitting to the court that you have a drinking problem? I mean, we've seen it in action, but... Your drinking habits are fascinating but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspear. Yes, my liege. Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused's cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Edward, Clavier, Van Zieks, and Payne are the only prosecutors that don't harm the defense. Oh my god, yeah. I cannot wait to formally meet Clavier in the Apollo Justice Port. Like, I've seen, like, quite a bit of him. I know, like, general information about him. I know about the the famous, but this is the first time I felt this way with a man. That's honestly probably the gayest Ace Attorney line, like, literally what hetero explanation is there for that, but yeah, I'm excited to meet him. I saw apparently they kept him super orange in the port, so he looks super ugly, at least color, like, within, like, this color palette. Like, he's pretty, but also the color palette is, like, bleh. And people were celebrating, like, yeah, they kept him orange and ugly, let's go! Man, I'm excited. Like, what am I not? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. The orange is all you're like for his cutscenes. He looks normal outside the cutscenes. Okay, interesting. I can't wait to meet him. Oh, he's crushed the chalice many times already. He does it several times every trial. Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use the tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest. With his hand, yes, he has. And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before. Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection.
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoilt cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court. Yeah, we only have one axe kick to the desk. Axe? Are you talking about like the fan kick and the leg slam? Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words... Oh, there it's stripping time! The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. What does this mean then? I do declare it means there's no issue with the ghastliest testimony, apart from the bit about thieving gas, obviously. Angry man. My lords, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, not did pass my lips, but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death. And on what did you dine, sir? Why, I did partake of my favourites. A broth as wouldst to be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst to be called salad. As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served. Well, not everyone makes as much money as prosecutors, bitch. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Benzies, we have a 16-year-old assistant in court. Yeah, literally! Yeah, don't do that in front of the kids. Soup and salad, yes, the best foods. Really would I suffer what punishment it has seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray ye, wise and noble fellows, never forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Cheerers all, your humble servant Shamspeare doth entreat you. Punish the Japanese fellow for his sins, my lord! Oh, is it time for a summation examination? I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer. By me? I do declare you may be right. We don't know the waif there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm. But this lawyer lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh? He's been leading up. No, that's not it, dude. I really never said anything like that. All we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes again. You reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it. What's, Miss Queen Bee gonna say? You can't. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Alrighty. I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord. What is he doing? Alright, Shakira. Oh, happy day. You open the quote retweets. Yep. How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination. Always. The court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth. Maybe you're just not seeing the truth, my brother in Christ. Alright, second summation examination time. Alright. Is juror number 6 statement going to be relevant? And is juror number 5 going to say anything other than, I just want to wrap this up and get home? Let's see. I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. Yeah, too bad Mr. Gardev isn't here. Yeah! It's not saying you should change your mind or anything. Did you lost me customers from my hotel, got my wife arrested? I mean, that's not why I'm not changing my mind. Yeah, didn't he say something kind of like that in, case 5 of the first one?
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. The stuff explodes, and it can poison you.
It's absolutely lethal gas. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver. Do they think? Does she think that William is on trial because? Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at Alright, he didn't say that. If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Okay. We actually had relevant statements from some people. I do feel the personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. Do they think that? Well, I guess... I mean, jurors number 2 and 3 are like, yeah, it's okay. They can... Yeah, he can steal. It's too expensive. And then juror number 4 is like, bruh.
The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned, there can be no doubt.
Did they do like a toxicology test or something? Do they have the ability to do that? Because what if we've not found, nobody has the bottle of strychnine or whatever, or the source of it.
Show me that it exists. If evidence is important in court, show me evidence that the strychnine exists.
Isn't that the doctor that- Yeah, that is the doctor, yeah! That we said fold it, and then thought he's so- Yeah.
Susada's- yeah, the Susada's little outfit is adorable. It's very cute, very steampunk, I love it.
But yeah, that is the doctor who's like, oh, I think I might have sewn my scalpel up inside him. Knowing Sholmes, he would probably just like, it would somehow expel itself from the body, you know? I don't know. If that man can eat soap, he can survive anything.
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shakespeare was actually poisoned.
I think Sholmes eating soap is going to be like a diet version of Phoenix eating poisoned glass for me. Like, it's a thing that I'm constantly gonna bully him for, but not to like such an extensive degree. Like, even Sholmes was like, oh, it was disgusting. I mean, I did it because I thought it would cleanse my gut. Ho ho ho. And it was disgusting. Never again. But then Phoenix willingly just swallowed, like, is this the last trial? The second trial before? This is the second trial of the second game. I believe there's 5 trials. I believe there are 5 cases total. I believe this is the last case. I will never recover from him beating, same here. One of my favorite Phoenix moments of all time. Like, absolutely iconic. Susada was wearing Naruto's clothes during last trial and was pulling out the look. Oh my god, yes. Do we need to see Ryunosuke in her kimono? I think he could pull it off, honestly. I think he could make it work.
Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly.
But that's surely almost impossible at this stage.
If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will
be found guilty. Today's council proceed with the summation examination. Sato, this is a fandom argument. There will always be controversy. Yeah! Oh my god, can we get the jury to split between Romeo and Juliet in terms of who's stronger and like have the girls start to fight each other? The defendant must logically be guilty. All right. All the evidence, you say? That's right. And there's no room for doubt. Oh my god, this is the first time we have the other people speaking in here. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with the big mustache. Says the English man with the bigger mustache.
Which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind.
Your Honor, Julia is best girl. But what if the judge is a fan of Ramon? Wouldn't that make him biased in his judgment then?
Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light.
Uh-huh. Alright. Man. The ice in here is definitely tightening my vocal cords.
Hold it!
See, I really need to stop drinking iced coffee when I stream. But will I? Unlikely. This isn't the time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madam.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and air is free. Why should ultimate gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever.
Oh my god, is this her anti-capitalist awakening? This isn't the time or place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here. Price of gas, it is? Yeah! It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas, but it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up.
Oh, what a beastly man! That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning teeth.
Ma'am, I think you got some wires crossed. Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. We are defending, oh my god. We are defending our boy Soseki again. It's a move for political content, yeah.
Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas.
Oh. How is this relevant? How is this relevant, my brother in Christ?
Hold it!
Gas can poison you and explode. Could he please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir?
Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time.
You take poison?
What do you mean? Is poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode.
What the fuck, man? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Yeah, poison is bad, but at least it's quiet! I know a guy who's addicted to brake fluid. Oh my god, that's horrifying. Jeez. Yeah, everyone's so fixated on the gas and then they're getting their... When is this jury ever thinking truly logically? Or, yeah.
You're right. I hadn't considered that at all.
Young lawyer man. Yes. I noticed that Naruhodo is more formal and less forceful in the Chronicles than the DS. Because sometimes throw shade at people and he would yell, hang on. Like Phoenix is, excuse me? Oh my god. Nice. Break, stop. Oh, is it a pun? Oh. I'm not great at reading tone sometimes. So he was kinda interesting. Huh. Okay. Can we blame Majima for this? No, Majima was not alive at this point in time, so... But this is also Britain. This is Britain, not Japan. I'm thinking about the Majima tax side quest in Yakuza 0 now. It's okay. Joke removed for political content, yeah. You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure.
Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past.
What does that have to do with this, though? Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you haven't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so.
I get sweaty.
I get sweaty! He's literally sweaty! He's literally sweaty right now! All I've heard about Cute! All I've heard about her wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison. An explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable. My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. Yeah, this is the past. Sean says yet to buy all those record players. Yeah, I've some spare room in the and then he realizes he's in the attic there? If worse comes to worse, I may have to kick you out of the attic. Oh my god. Man. Oh yeah, he's got the world's biggest record player collection now. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company. Yeah, the capitalism jokes are way too easy here, true. Man, there's a Yakuza game set around the Industrial Revolution. Oh, there is? In reference to the Majima site? Really? Interesting. He retroactively regrets saving the guy. There we go. Yeah, Sholmes, we gotta have a party, dude. But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that. Huh? They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnected our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with the household supplied by those pipes, and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing.
They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally? What a brazen form of theft!
A party with all those music boxes, yeah! Do we have discs for them though? When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies...
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, buddy.
Excuse me.
Diverting gas, just like this trial got diverted, exactly. Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3?
Oh, golly, you mean me? I am terribly sorry, I was just thinking to myself.
We have discs with government secrets on them, yeah! The gas, we had established in the last trial that the victim was stealing gas from this company and therefore try to, like, link that to him as not being a credible witness or a credible person, and that he lies. So that's kind of why that's relevant here. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Are you responsible for gas theft, or do you participate in it?
I just got a little riled about it recently, you see.
Go on.
An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipework. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Please tell us.
He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipeline and started blowing into it.
What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets here. Oh my god. So he came over to investigate my pipes and started blowing stuff. Man, it's not Ace Attorney if things can't be taken out of context like that.
Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you.
What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network.
Yes, but... What? No! It might be doing that thing. I'm so sorry. I think because I booted up my Mix It Up after OBS, the sound alerts are working, but the video alerts are not. So I am sorry. So I think just the sounds should work, but not the ones that have a video component. I apologize sincerely. I'll give you some free. Kissling the I know, I'm sorry. It's an accident. My little brain fart.
For real?
Alright, I'll give you 3 of these.
Joker, there's a treasure chest. We can get more money.
These other gas companies, when they see an Altamont pipe, there's a treasure chest! We can get more money! I don't know how to refund points, and I don't think I have a mod here, okay? I don't know. I honestly don't know how to refund points. I don't think there's a mod here at the moment. I need to open up mod applications. Anyways, obviously there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. Stealing points, there are too many of them!
By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that...
You should be grateful.
And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
I see.
In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
The mod view, okay. Alrighty, I will do that. I will get to that around eventually. Blowing pipes may result in slight flashing. Yeah.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, a particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, didn't you?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, if he blew...
The jokes write themselves.
That's right. The lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house.
What a disaster.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said.
So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps...
This is almost certainly the clue we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Yeah, since that's making myself Astral Truth Ace Attorney. You hate when the company. All right, so see, there was no evidence of strychnine even existing, so maybe it was like a gas leak.
Well, I do. That's how companies. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already.
But the lights flicker. Did somebody do that? I know Mr. Garrett says he watches for the light flickering whenever somebody turns them on or off. How'd the job go? I blew it! No! It's mechanically closing argument. Oh my god, yeah, the closing argument. I have played Danganronpa. That would be quite cool to have like that kind of like visual aspect to it.
Yes, my lord, although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is.
Somebody blew into the pipe. Let's see, do you have anything to say about this as well? When you say extinguish everything in the house, do you mean even on different floors?
Oh yes, all floors are connected to the same pipe after all.
That's true of every building. Because gas supply contracts are issued for whole properties. Well, I had no idea it was possible to extinguish gas appliances simply by blowing down the pipe. It's not the same we like to publicize, to be honest. But we have to carry out these investigations, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Indeed, it has been mentioned on more than one occasion in the papers. Is that so? It's been mentioned to me too, very recently. An incident involving the gas stove going out inexplicably, almost leading to someone's death. When did that happen? The gas stove going out. That's not Mr. Garrett, right? Maya will be accused. Of course, yeah. Mary Ellis, culprit Terry Orist. Oh, stop. Yep. Maya, of course. Yeah, we always gotta have Maya be convicted. Heartbreaking. Yeah, not everything is about sex. Fun fact. Yes, it's finally starting to fall in place. The secret link that joins all these strange occurrences. Oh yeah, tomorrow's Ace Week! Yes! Happy Ace Week! Yes! I always late, cause this is gonna be the first year that my birthday doesn't fall during Ace Week, or at least in a while. My birthday is on the 29th of October, and it usually falls during Ace Week, cause it's always like around like the fourth week of October or so. But my birthday is a week from tomorrow, and that'll be right as soon as Ace Week is done.
But it happens. It's fine. But yeah,
So my birthday usually falls on or around Ace Week. Fun fact. The last days of October are honorary Ace Week days.
ah, yay! That's exciting.
Alrighty. Oh yeah, this has something to do with the paper, with Soseki saying that he wakes up at night and he lights his gas lamps, and then he wakes up in the middle of the night and they're all empty, and he's like feels suffocated. And that would be because of the gas in the room. Who's doing that then? Is it Mr. Busy Bee? Because I don't see why Mr. Garadeb would do that to his own lodgers. And if he was guilty, why would he be out of jail 2 months later to serve on a jury, you know? The tea is sketchy. Maybe we should press the last two.
Hold it!
How did he not die from relighting? What do you mean by that? You mean it's poisoned? That's right. I've been told a few times now. This is dude, can you not get a divorce? Was divorce not like a common thing in this day and age, I guess? Sir, please explain why you think your wife wants you dead. Yeah, this is very troubling. It's always days like the one when I don't get any wages. I get it at tea time, see? And I see her doing it. My wife. She gets that devilish look on her face, and she sips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? As brought up proper I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. What happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god awful, believe you me. Salty as hell! She put salt in it, dude. The whole death dose part was taken extremely seriously. Yeah, yeah, divorce was, yeah. See my wife doing it around the times the pipes gets blown. Oh my god. Brother. My brother in Christ.
Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No! So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable! Sis knows a lot about that. Stolas knows a lot about that. I don't actually know that reference, I'm sorry. What if I pit him against... Do I need to press number 6 yet, or no? She hates me so much that she's tried to poison me with salt. Oh no! The gas could be another explanation. What happens if I... I don't know if I need to press number 6 yet, but... Objection. Oh, there we go. Cool. It is a Twitter argument. To whose statements do you refer? Juror number 6? Didn't you hear what juror number 3 just said? What? Yes, of course. I heard them mumbling about something or other. There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question. What? What explanation? I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. But the mouth of a gas pipe? Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance.
What a piece of work!
Is a man. What are you trying to say, Mr. Shakespeare?
What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir.
Thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the... Could the gas itself not suffocate him? Like with, Is this the same way that, Duncan Ross died, actually? With the poison in the pipe? Yeah, he walks during every, summation examination. Yeah. Then they light them up? Yeah, they put coins in a machine to light them up from the inside. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. Good lord! Are they tasty then, gas pipes? Is that what we say? What? Dude, why would you come to that conclusion?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas?
Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. Or women. There he is breaking character again.
Objection!
It'd have to be airborne, yeah. This is no summation examination, this is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. Eat and then immediately refill. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be to a court. Yeah. Empty a search. He literally just filled it, did not drink from it at all, and threw it. Wow. Oh my god, oh my god, do not eat gas. Do not eat gas, kids. Yeah, I think he inhaled it. And that explains why someone did the thing that, juror number 3 described, blowing into the pipes and making the whole thing go out, the whole place go out. Because Natsume had said that he, at night, he lights his gas lamps, then goes to sleep, then wakes up, the lights are out, and he has like this suffocating feeling. That's probably the gas in the room. We can't get the gas, but we can eat soap. Yeah. Yeah, can't eat gas. Soap is fine to eat. Yummy. It sounds better tasting than gas in my eat glass, not gas. Yep. That's the Naruhodo family way. It's flavored soap. Yeah. Why doesn't cherry flavored soap taste like cherry? These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say. It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shakespeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shakespeare has been doing something in front of that lamp. Oh, yeah, the hands. And I have evidence to prove it. Right. You've got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be sure of yourself. So would I. Let's see this evidence then. All right. He stood in front of the lamp.
Take that!
What the?
These are... Wait, what are they called?
Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Oh, are they gonna allow Sholm's technology in court? Because 2 months later, they don't. But he's been doing things in front of his pipes. Look at the skin! Skin Prints Council. I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Do we have a picture of Duncan? We do. We do indeed. Little Duncan. Aw. With his little bowl cut. Could he perhaps have died in the same way? With this, like, suffocating from gas? And what... I guess we'll find out. We don't actually know what his cause of death was it? Somebody just found him dead in his room? Mr. Gerda, I presume? Yeah, you just found him dead in his room. So perhaps the same thing was happening here.
If else all the places that Mr. Shakespeare touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? I swear I thought you were number 3. I did too at first, honestly. I did too. Yeah, it's the same one as Gina's trial, yeah. Who died? Nobody died in this case. For a while we thought Shakespeare was dead, but then he came back to life. That he, like, was slumped over a table and then he stood up and blah blah blah. Now the case is about who poisoned him. Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure. I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. You found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shakespeare appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here. Around the hanging picture there. Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? Up close like that, just like, very close, staring right at it. At first, my colleagues and I thought the same, however, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are. And you would find yourself directly in front of, appreciating the artwork, I don't believe it. The gas lamp, and there's prints on the gas lamp too. Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shakespeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Right, what have you been up to, you nut? And he just like, it's like he's twirling his hair. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? He said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you recall juror number 3's statement... Was he this... See, there's some connection between... Shakespeare and then, this guy, the guy Selden, that lived there and died. Especially since he has this paper and then this picture. Did he kill Duncan Ross by doing that? Is he trying to, like... Cause didn't Shakespeare move in, like, really soon after, Selden died? And... lost my train of thought. Is he, like, somehow trying to... Why would he get vengeance on people that took his room, though? So I don't get why revenge would be a thing. Has he just been trying to, like, kill people who then take his room? But... then did he pretend to be I don't know. I don't know. This is... oh my god. If you recall juror number 3's statement...
What? Me now?
When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out and gas started leaking in the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is... if Mr. Shakespeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in the room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building as well. Crikey! Oh, are you suggesting that that man purposefully caused the gas to...
Objection!
Alright, what is it? Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during assuming... You've not been silent, dude. I must toast to my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law. Bruh. What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zeeks? This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints, clearly that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case. Because it's Because it's Sholmes, and you don't like him. But it's oopsies, I didn't mean to click. It's nothing. What did she say?
But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
Yeah, you got a bone to pick with Sholmes somehow. It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. Ooh, Susato's gonna be mad to hear that. Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the— There we go, again. Alright. Yes, get him, Susato!
Please, my lord, if I may.
Miss Susato, yes, defend Sholmes!
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Look at her with the semantics! See, she should be the lawyer!
And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
They give Susato and Ryotaro different objection and hold it lines. Yeah, they each get their own voices and everything. I love that. It's like when we had like the Mia Fey objection and hold it in Trials and Tribulations. Oops, bumped that. You're right. Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not.
Oh yes, I do declare that the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints.
Ooh. Alright. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy. Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise. No, wait! You heard his lordship. It's not fair dinkum evidence. Ooh, we're balanced now. Can we get one more to switch up?
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato, but I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
Why are you sweating? Ew, this face looks so weird. Why, Mr. Shamspear, you seem to be losing your composure.
Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it.
Alrighty. Man of logic and evidence. She wants to see the science. Gas, blah blah blah. Alright. Alright. Whoops. Of all the hold it, juror number 2 and prosecutor Flinch from Layton vs. Wright have the highest sounding hold it, like pitch-wise.
Like the hold it!
Will we get any new information by pressing other things? All the evidence, you say? That's right. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointed to that Japanese man, blah blah blah. Yeah, we said this already. That's new. He didn't ask Kazuma for strength before. Another possible explanation, yeah. What do you make of that? What, your so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensics investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspear had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question. It can't be denied there's a possibility that's where the poison was. Though, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides... Yes? Pitch-wise, but I think juror number 2 might surpass Flinch. I need to play Layton vs. Wright at some point. Pressed against the wall, placing his mouth along the pipe. Yeah. Oops. It doesn't mean that's the same night in question, yeah. Can't make your case better than that. I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
Don't switch back! Don't switch back! Don't switch back. Not fair. No! Look, you got your chance here, haven't you? So time to prove your theory. You and your Japanese cohorts can, that is. Yeah, exactly, dude. Stop being racist.
Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
Oh shit. Ah! Do I have to present something that he did it on the night in question? So not what I expected. I hope you've heard about witch trials. I have not. Like, in the game? I have not. They did do that on the night in question? Let's see. Supporting testimony. Do we have, I don't know if we have evidence to show that he did it on the night in question. I mean, you can see some prints, like, around the pipe there. Existed a long time ago? Is it a game? Are you talking about a game, right? Not like the actual, like, historical witch trials? Or... I don't think we have evidence that suggests he did it on the night in question. But... Oh, you meant the historical ones. Okay, yeah, I do know about those. But they put them in the game. Interesting. So do you have to, like... Wait, like, do you go... Is it, like... Does it take place in the past? Or do you have, like, a modern-day, like, witch trial? And you're, like, you have to stop them from executing somebody just that somehow deviates from the norm. Like, what? Let's try testimony. It's in the past. Okay, interesting. In truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, can, Natsume say anything about that by chance? Oh, click? Like, hello? Why is my game not clicking forward? There we go. There is witness testimony that substantiates it. What's that? Testimony?
This is incredible. Whose testimony?
It's all connected. Everything is linked. Oh, Jesus. Oh, about gas in the residence that night. Well, Garrett didn't testify, but this guy did.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that- this is not it, huh? It's not him. Shit. Somebody had testified about the gas. Alright, would it be... Alright, so then that would be juror number 4. Alright, let's go back through that again.
Hold it!
Because they both spoke about the gas.
Okay. In a village where witchcraft is seen, the accused is thought to be a witch. When the truth, the witch is dropped into the flames. Oh, Jesus.
Take that!
Oh, is that not it? Oh, would it be Sosaki then? Or, no, let's just reload. Or, I mean, Garadeb didn't testify earlier. Yeah, Garadeb wasn't on the stand, so like...
Take that!
There we go, yeah. Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant. Mr. Sosuke Natsume himself. The defendant? I forgot. Yeah, it's been a minute. I turned. I lit my gas stove, baby. The stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me! On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not?
Good golly!
So that Shamspeare fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose?
No, yours is there. What'd we do that for? You wanted to kill him, huh? Mr. Foreman? What the? We cannot allow judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet, however, you must surely agree there is more to this case than meets the eye. Up! Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic first and foremost. Alright. So Shanspeare's trying to suffocate Mr. Sosuke to death. That's 4 jurors leaning toward not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. As the defense has rightfully indicated, the summation examination has concluded with the majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now called guilty, 4 now called not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shanspeare? My lord, how can thy humble Shanspeare serve thee? What say in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination? So God amend me, I do solemnly swear, I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe. But your handprints have made a tiny mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh? Whee! I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already, juror number 5. Well, you don't get to decide when the trial's over, Van Zeke, so, like, shut up. As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. He's just being petty, isn't he? He just doesn't like Sholmes, and that's why he's insisting that. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
Alright. But the prosecution must concede that it will be extremely simple to verify. Just to order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp in Mr. Shanspeare's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there... What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's Bro! You recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of the tea were required. Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. I didn't think of that. Uh-oh. In any case, counsel, I fail to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you describe. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is... to use the leaking gas to commit murder. Order! Counsel! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler now that we've unraveled the mystery thus far. He wanted to end the life of... you! If a gas lamp were to go out, it will be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live around these parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. He's as tall as Zeke's? I guess, when he's not slouched over the desk. Mr. Gavardab, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamspeare was trying to end. That's righteous. I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. Good gracious!
Objection!
Okay. I need to pee, so I will be back in a moment. Oopsies! Oh god, sorry, I didn't mean to click like that. I will reread that when I get back. Anyways, I gotta pee.
I'm back. Hi.
Hi. Hello, hi. Hi, Chris. How are you? Yes, I did see the meme. I did. It's a good one. The Phantom theme Crow mouse pad. Ooh, nice. I have my Joker desk. Oh,
god, Kate Firebird, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I have the Joker, like, desk mat. I just don't have the space on my desk to set it up just yet, but I do have it.
Mm-hmm. I will get it up there eventually, for sure, but yeah. Anyways.
Alright, what did I miss? What did I click through by accident? Alright. The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. Of the facts unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. Bruh. How can you still claim that? It's a human, yeah. I miss her. Even though I don't play Honkai Impact anymore, I still miss Alicia. Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question then arises, is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. And Natsume was not. Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? I would log in. What if I told you I uninstalled Honkai Impact and Genshin Impact to get more storage space? Because I did. Anyway, so now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shanspear's murderous designs?
You mean to suggest?
Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Comment about Alicia, what do you mean? Do you not like Alicia? I love her! Only the man whose life was being threatened could have possibly known. Yeah, you did say that you got a signature weapon. Congrats on that. You despise her existence. How can you? She loves humanity. She's literally a lesbian Jesus. She died so that humanity, like, Hershers could have a chance to side with humanity and, like, not completely be corrupted by Honkai and everything. Yeah, and she saved humanity! Only the man whose life was being threatened could have possibly known. That's not true. That's not necessarily true, dude. In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory act can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. This man thought that he was literally he was being haunted, and I think it's pretty easy to believe that he would think that. Like, I don't see who it would be. If Shanspear killed Duncan Ross in the same way, is he like, what? I guess we'll find out eventually, but like, if he's killing people that are going in, that are taking Selden's room, then I'm just assuming that Shanspear killed Duncan Ross. I don't know that for a fact yet, but that's something that they would have in common. Like, was Duncan's dead body just found in the room? Then, I don't know. Whatever Mr. William Shanspear may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated the attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. No! That's not true, buddy. The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Is he gonna die here? Ryunosuke death? Death. How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly?
Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So we must name that person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
You mean name the true culprit? I mean, he goes into the he regularly goes and collects the money from the meter, right? The only one I could think of would be him, but would he have? How would he know about that? Would I say Etsy is reliable? Like, in what way? Because I know there are a lot of, like, I've bought stuff from there and it does come, like, at a good timing and everything. Because shipping is reliable on there, in my experience. But I know there are a lot of resellers and stuff there that have kind of, like, co-opted the site from its original purpose, rather than, like, to just resell things rather than sell, like, their own handmade things. But in terms of receiving products, yes, absolutely. I bought quite a few things from there. Yeah, it's definitely reliable in my experience. The only one I could think of would be him, if he goes in there to collect the coins. Unless it would be her! No, this is... Unless it would be her, she wouldn't know that. But in what way could she possibly know that Shamspeare possibly killed Duncan? And, like, she doesn't have access to that, right? I don't know. Did they want to kill him because to just get him to stop stealing gas? Maybe? What if they what if Miss Juror number 4 like basically wanted him assassinated? I want a custom music box of Aria of the Soul. Ooh, nice. They're crazy expensive. Oh wow. But yeah, I think it's actually Etsy has been reliable in my experience. Yeah.
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
Lord Jesus. As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. Oh, Jesus Christ. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman. Yeah, this... I would think... It'd be... one of these two. But... their goal would be to poison him for gas theft. Maybe she ordered him to, like, carry out the thing, because he was, like, peeking into the room. I trust you'll make the correct decision. What? Don't you worry, we know exactly what... I'm gonna go with Barry B. Benson to start. And then if it's not him, then I'll go with Queen B. There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime. The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nipponese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already, I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. Thank you. Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? Alright, I'll start with Barry B. Benson, Idrone B. Meter Man. Because he went in there to collect the coins, right?
Take that!
No, okay. You claim this person is the true culprit? Okay, so not him. Highly suspicious, I would say, yes! Perhaps, my learned Nipponese friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself. What seems to me that your reckless reasoning makes you far more than anyone else a very dangerous man indeed. A death! An avoidable death. Okay. Somebody who would have knowledge. There's no way it would be him. No.
Take that!
No. Okay. Somebody who would have knowledge of what he does, then. Alright. So it's not these two. There's no way it's her, right? There's no way. There's no way.
Take that!
Oh! No! Joking! But wasn't she in the hospital this whole time? Like, how could she have done it? How could she have gotten in there? Oh, you... Oh my god, I can't. The name of the person for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear is, I believe... Miss Olive Green! I do feel as though I've heard that name in a recent past, Council, but I don't recall. It was revenge for killing Duncan! Miss Olive Green, the woman from 6 days ago. But she was only discharged from the hospital yesterday. Did she sneak out somehow? The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add. Fake Shakespeare, yeah, that's the point. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but I heard she regained consciousness 2 days ago. And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shamspear's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Fake spear! Aha! Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. We're suggesting that she faked it. On the night the incident occurred, Miss Green was in a hospital unconscious, so on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison. We did, yeah. Good gracious, she had poison! And there's another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness... Oh, no. Tell me, Mr. Shamspear. My lord, pray what be thy bidding? Are you acquainted with Miss Green? No, never heard of her. You're breaking character again, buddy.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shamspear's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
Huh. Okay. As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese friend's farce through to its conclusion. I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Oh, God. Then how did this get there? Oh. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of the court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
Teammates! Friends! To hell
To
with
hell
that!
with that!
I am inferior to you. I was extremely particular about my life, my grades, my public image, so someone would want me around. Is Shamspeare gonna reenact that? Alrighty. Huh. You're Akechi's rival. You're his Joker, apparently.
Joyful, jubilant jumping jacks! Oh, Mr. Natsume. I'm so pleased for you.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum judicial assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires. Now, finally, at long last, there can be proof that I'm innocent, and proof that my tea is innocent. Ah, good morning, my dear fellows. Oh, nice of you to join us. You're literally Joker, so that means you're his rival. What's locum? I honestly am not sure. Herlock Sholmes, may you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent. Bruh, I thought it was innocent.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful!
That means Akechi's your rival. Please save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it is very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. As a locution? Ah, okay. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. Me this morning saying I would not oversleep and be on time for stream today. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not?
Oh, yes!
And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? Yeah, he's got a kitsune mask, I believe. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. So delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter?
Oh, yes.
Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink all night. And the results? By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Yeah, Latin, yeah, yeah, true, yeah, that makes sense. Locum, locution, loquacious, like the root has to do with speech. And so the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Yes. Wow. Great deduction. What others presuppose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear fellows, is the scientific method. Ah, yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this? Is it strychnine or something else?
Ah!
Bodacious. Loquacious bodacious. Yes, of course, it's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. You didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bottle was near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I managed to confirm that it can... So I was right. Lawyer of this place, perhaps? Perhaps, though of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. Why have you done it? I mean, yeah, obviously you didn't. Why don't you like Nanako? She's literally my daughter. When you insult Nanako, you're insulting my daughter. Have you considered that? I'm ready to be born, damn it. Could I have a word? Ah, could I have a word? Gregson, how good of you to come. Forget it? Excuse me. He just fades off to the side. He just slides him. He forgot his chips. He had to go get them. I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself. From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have any results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shamspeare's room?
Hunter, no, don't do that. That's my daughter. Shouldn't be long now, though. I'll tell you, no, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually. How is he linked to Shamspeare? Yeah, he's got the infinite food.
A man by the name of, yes, Selden.
through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There's something in there that, well, it caught my eye.
Something caught your eye? What, Inspector? What?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves. Alright. His fellow cellmate is the one that declared his death. What if his cellmate was the killer? And 1,000 pounds of loot undiscovered. Huh. Kinda sus. Who is his cellmate? It wasn't. Huh. Oh no. Bunch of claims. Oh, 23. Oh no. It's okay. No worries. I've also been trying to like look for a way to rework the quotes because I want to include the categories and the date. I know Streamlabs bot automatically includes a stream category and date when you add a quote, but you can manually enter quotes, but you can't manually enter dates. So when I tried to do that and like transfer quotes to a different bot, it put the date as the date that I entered them there. So yeah. But anyways.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting you found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court records so we don't have duplicate information.
Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. It's all together. Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, are you? You put the dates in all the... I know, that's true. I'm just, like, I don't even know how many. Just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Oh, yeah. Is there all... What game? Was that Yakuza? No. Was that Yakuza or Zero Escape? I don't even remember.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful.
That one was definitely Yakuza. That was about Kuze. Indeed, my dear fellows, and the inspector here is a shining diamond in his crown. A shining diamond in the rough, maybe? Look, I just don't want to be beholden to the lawyer, that's all. Old man, oh, I said something about Old Man Yaoi and Yakuza 0, okay. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Make your way into the courtroom at once. Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest in the public gallery. Not nodding off at all, certainly not. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Moustache and Pleasanters personally, so best of luck to you.
Welcome soon, Mr. Naruto, Esquire!
Okay, maybe... Should I give his yelling lines a Toad voice, now that I've done that?
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shakespeare. This is going to be the final battle. Now I want him to yell again so I can do the Toad voice. However, you've saved Sosuke-san until I have exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. But it's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to! Chris, why'd you quote yourself? Those are streamer. This is supposed to be streamer quotes. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. But these are streamer quotes. Will the recess? Yeah, mods are taking over the quotes. But a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident. You said I could. All right, fine, I'll allow it. I'll allow that one. A reckless, rash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing in my opinion, my lord, however. prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from the Oh, bro! Thank you. That backhanded consideration. I asked before he did it. Alright, I'll allow one. A rather cold assessment from the Honourable British Prosecutor, I must say. So, Lord Van Zeeks, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand? Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord. Very well, bailiff, bring the witnesses in. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shakespeare, my liege. Quote 2. Oh yeah, I removed that one because I didn't like. That was the one that you misquoted me. One where you misheard something I said about Morgana and I didn't like it. So I removed it, I'm sorry, but I just didn't like that one. My occupation, I can only say that I believe a tragic victim to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words.
I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too...
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, yeah. Sorry, that's, yeah. I just don't want that kind of image or, like, whatever going around, you know.
A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose.
She's just like me. She's just like me. Also currently unemployed and are they artists? They're both artists. Oh my god. Mr. Shakespeare. My lord, I am thy humble servant. I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. The part you've played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I just said no worries. Okay, okay. I would for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green.
Yes.
You are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume?
Yes, the officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon.
I am technically an artist. I did go to school for theater. Yeah, the judge is Santa, yeah. Common Catholicism, yep. Do you accept the charge, Mr. Green? Miss...
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man.
Come, lady, die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickly pigmented personage. Bruh. Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair.
It's all very strange. Very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all.
Where you were summoned there to know, you're like someone summoned you, like if you want to know the truth about what happened to Duncan, come this way.
And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital fighting for my life.
Oh yeah, I remember that event. Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garadeb household. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife, through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion. What other irrelevant things might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks. At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shanspeare's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no! The incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful accident?
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shanspeare. But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. You're breaking character again, buddy. Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court. On the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. Encoding overlooked. What in the... Okay, I just got a notification on OBS saying encoding overlooked something or other. I don't know if that means I'm gonna start dropping frames or whatnot. I'm moving around. Does it look fine? Do I sound fine? I don't know what the deal with that is. So, if stream suddenly dies or something, I apologize. That's not to do with the internet? Yeah, I figured that would just be like my PC being overloaded or overworked or something. Like, I used to have issues with this. I used to have like a memory leak issue. That was fixed, but yeah, GPU just can't encode it fast enough. We love that. We love that.
It was 6 days ago at about 5 p.m. I was walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings.
I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakst, for I had bespoke my supper.
It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Not the 140, oh my god. Yes, a second incident inside a week. A second incident inside a week at what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence. Avoiding Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is out. Have you started playing it? Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspear? 'Twas the following morn, when I did awaken, that I learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine? When Sosuke-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. As suspected, there is nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance. I don't have a PS5 yet. Oh, okay. There's something lurking in the shadows here, I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it. Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses if you wish. Yes, my lord. Yeah, avoiding spoilers is tough. I want to press about... You had a matter to attend to. I remember she said something about the letter. The other half of her letter that was not admitted into the court record that said, this can be used as evidence that she was in his room because this was torn off this matches the envelope tearing from the letter that we saw her with. But we don't have that in the record, so we can't, like, prove anything with that right now. What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing really, it's not worth mentioning.
If you remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital.
Oh.
It was related to the card you were holding. Miss Green? What was that? She clearly just hid something. Yeah, she did. From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
What does that matter? This has nothing to do...
Whoa!
Excuse me.
You knew him. Mr. Shamspear, do you have something to share with court? To be or not to be? That is the question. Oh, pray forgive me, the great bard's words springeth from within me with ne'er a thought. Don't tell me it's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Kazuma, give me strength. Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps? Well... Nay, sire, 'twas nothing at all. Presumably you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house.
I would it were so, but sadly nay.
Lodging be lonely occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me. So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours? Mm-mm. The Shakespeare! Ha! Miss Green.
Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong?
The card that was mentioned before, containing the note, do you have it upon your person?
I do, yes. But I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. Okay, now I have it as evidence. Alrighty. That's what links Mr. Shamspear and Miss Green. Duncan Ross. The letter. The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as the type to open correspondence more neatly than that. The way the envelope is torn. Yep. Yep, we know it. Yep.
They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
There we go. There we go. Haha! Nice. It's Duncan Ross. Now continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green.
Hold it!
A tavern, you say? Which one? 'Twas the Slug and the Salad where I did tarry. Isn't that the... That's the place mentioned in the letter, wasn't it? The Slug and the Salad. And a little unexpected, I feel. What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks? The Slug and Salad offers unusually fine dining, for the locality at least. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Oh my god, bruh!
It's true. The menu lists premium crusted bread and glasses of water in different levels of cloudiness.
Huh. I would have expected Grub's Grubbery of the local vicinity to be more appropriate for you. Oh my god! Watery soup and mushy peas, or rather, soupy water and pea-like. Jesus Christ! Man! I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that? He did just call him broke, yes. The fact that on the day of all days, he dined at a place he wouldn't normally. If you want to buy it, go for it. So Mr. Shamspear's own actions on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly sus. Mr. Shamspear? Yes, sire. On the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and the Salad, a place you don't normally patronize, for a very particular reason? I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou hast some purpose, speaketh. Why can't I speak today? We can't look at the, Can we look at the letter itself? Because the Slug and the Salad was mentioned in that letter, wasn't it? Oh, we should probably inspect this, just in case. So this is the poison we've been hearing so much about, strychnine. There are a few remnants on the bottom of the bottle here, look.
You mustn't be tempted to try.
Yes, don't eat glass! As long as- Bro! Ryunosuke? What? Don't. Susato is not amused by that.
No, even if we lose the trial. We mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Jesus. That is dark, yeah. Yeah, he said if we don't win this trial, I will KMS. That's pretty much what he said. Huh. I'm gonna go with this.
Take that!
That's not it. Or is it? No. Oh, it is, yeah. This card reveals the answer. Good lord, Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shamspear, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. What? Personally, I find it hard to believe that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamspear? Well...
Excuse me, can I say something?
Yes, Miss Green.
That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it?
Well, you'd think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely...
My lord, may I?
May you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well, then. Name and your testimony to include details about the particular note, or the peculiar note. Delivered to me at my address.
Hold it!
I think you said that you received it the day before the incident, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
There appears to be no indication of the sender's name or address on the envelope.
It was in my letterbox, and that's all I know, I'm afraid. I have no idea who sent it.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Who is this Duncan Ross, please?
A friend of mine. He attended the same art school as I do. He passed away in a tragic accident a month ago now, though. I wasn't sure what to make of that note, to be honest, but in the end I decided to go.
So you found out what the information was?
Of course I didn't. You're not thinking straight.
Whilst on her way there, she was stabbed in the back. As my learned friend hopefully remembers. Yes, of course. She never made it to the meeting.
You pursued Mr. Shamspear wonderfully there.
It's worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. Alright. Pull off a really insightful objection.
As you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that.
Of course. Yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that.
Objection!
There's a meaningful objection. So I'm gonna head out.
No worries, no worries. Have a good day.
The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible, everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is.
What do you mean?
Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope.
Oh, is that it?
And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspear's room. That was probably from the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Oh, Chris, were you here when I started playing this game? Like the very first part of this game? The very beginning of this game. Because I have to DM you a moment that happened very early on. Here is an actual. I'll DM you. I'm sending you an actual screenshot from like super early in the beginning of this game. Oh wait, no, wrong. I sent you the wrong one. I sent you the wrong one. I looked too quickly. That's not it. Hold on. I sent you the wrong one. Okay. Now I have sent you the right one. Real screenshot from the very beginning of the game. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So yeah. And that's his best friend that says that. His greatest friend. Historians would say they were great friends. This game even calls them great friends. Yeah. And he carries his sword and wears his well, he doesn't have it on now, but his lawyer badge. In my room? Mr. Shamspear. Alright, bye. Bye-bye. Do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Well, your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspear. You already knew about this note, didn't you? Don't look away like that. And you, Miss Green? What did I do? As this torn-off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally Mr. Shamspear's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession? I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist after all. There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspear's room and stole it! You did- oh, sorry. He broke character. He's breaking character. Now we're in my room! What on earth do you want with me? A con artist! It would seem. Both witnesses need to testify again. Uh-oh. Miss Green. Yes? Most you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events. Anyone found to be giving false testimony in court of law will be duly punished. Perjury is only a crime in this game in the entire Ace Attorney franchise. Please bear that in mind. Yes, I know. Very well then, witnesses. You will give formal testimony again now. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. I do remember now. It was a week ago, peradventure, the note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry long at the hour of the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here, and as for the torn-off piece of her envelope, I don't know anything about it. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspear? Faith, 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have it set upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet 'tis clear to me now, since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was... A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying. I beg your pardon? I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie. That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar around here is. If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shamspear's room. I don't see why I should explain. Look at her, getting assertive. I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer. Look at her, growing up some spine. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Well, counsel? I'm ready, my lord. Okay.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspear's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note.
Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. And it's not a pretty one. We gonna have a walking Santa? Oh yeah, because we had the walking judge last time at the end of the other one.
Hold it!
And can you shed any lights on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire, 'tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily, 'tis impenetrable. But Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you? Alack, if the choice betwixt I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably, that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Marry! Not one of the better of me, sire, save the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true, I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satiated. Nobody came.
Hold it!
Seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shamspeare about 1 week ago.
Oh, does it?
But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way the court could have happened except for you to breaking into Mr. Shamspeare's lodgings. The ad player's glitching? Oh no, it's just the ad player and not the stream. Stream looks fine, right? But for what reason would the witness have done that? I would deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could have only come into possession of this note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing.
What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings?
Hold it!
So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it?
I'm a fledgling artist, remember? Artists are nearly always introverted characters.
Introverted? Why? This fledgling doth readily cast aspersions about my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. Oh, pity! What is this dance now? Oh, pity! Wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart, ample woman?
Pure of heart? I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure.
Oh yeah, because we walked in on them in the hospital. Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction hereafter by death. Oh, the days! Oh, the years! Alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long and in vain.
Mr. Naruhodo, interject with some clever remark. This is your chance to shine.
I'm no Shakespearean actor, Miss Susato. As far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument is evidence. Yeah. Two more or less foregone conclusions lead me to one terrifying conclusion.
Testifying? Terrifying?
Hold it!
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideals. In other words, you didn't notice. Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room. Yes, it would appear the note disappeared sometime in that interval. Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. And yet, during that time, Miss Green was comatose in the hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shamspeare's room. Ah, yes! Yes, of course!
It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
Ooh. You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note. I am not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that.
Oh, dearie me.
What's this man getting at? You are in possession of strychnine, my dear.
Objection!
There we go.
Yesterday at the hospital,
We saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set, we're not going to tell them that.
the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare.
Oh!
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room with poison. Oh, look at him looking at her like that. Can this be? You broke into my room too. It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie me!
Order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts. But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely! Perhaps not, my lord. I beg your pardon? There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would have likely chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at the time. Lord Fanseeks?
And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shamspeare's address.
More activity? Yes! You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
Man, everybody wants to murder each other. Once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. The circumstances was so tired. God, I still feel like I'm about to pass out from exhaustion, even though I've, like, had my coffee and everything. His intended victim being in a prison cell. The need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again.
So that poison had been sitting there for days? Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. Is strychnine, does it, like, last? Is this the plot of Danganronpa? I mean, it is, like, we are solving murders like Danganronpa. I feel like that's the only kind of, like, similarity, though. Like, using evidence to, like, prove things in a trial and whatnot. But does strychnine, like, remain potent, even if it's just laying out in the air for a few days at a time? The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Mary! She's back on her crate, Hero, when it has only effects when you ingest it. Yeah, I'm not sure how strychnine works. Without new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan. What plan? The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the slug and salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear: to get him out of the room, to ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. To make sure I wasn't home. Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Is everybody having bufferings? Is that not on my end? Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. Order! What do you have to say for yourself? Uh-oh, is she gonna snap? Is Best Girl gonna snap? Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. So, that's what's behind all this.
Take that!
Duncan Ross. That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garadev's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings. That does ring a vague... Ah! Of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shampspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder. Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. It's an interesting story. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You mean you? Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shampspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along, because you're her sworn enemy, the murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Marry! Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shampspeare, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder? Yes, my lord. That's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. Why would Mr. Shampspeare have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies, I deny every utterance. And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Norahodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either. Miss Green, I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Objection!
You broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? I thought I'd have a look around. Yeah, break into someone's room just to look around. Sorry. You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence of something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. Oh, vileness, or villainy, or tyranny, or rotundity of woman! But in any case, whene'er I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. Key. The whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. About to break into my neighbor's house. Oh my god. Yeah, literally, that's what she's... yeah. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some tips and piece of wire. Awfulness, or artfulness, or tyranny, or profanity of woman. We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed. Well, I spotted the note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it I discovered a secret hiding place. Ooh! Yes, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box.
Oh yes, well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty. What was in it? The key was in it.
This rather nice key.
What are you doing with that? What the?
Every ounce of color is drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine, I inherited it! Inherited? What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? Did it belong to Selden? He's related to Selden, isn't he?
It is obviously important to you, since you've gone to such lengths to hide it.
That's the key to wherever Selden stored his treasure, isn't it?
I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you.
What's happening at this point? We got the cycle of revenge, baby.
So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness. So Mr. Shamspears tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. His motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusations against Mr. Shamspear at first, but considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something the court could explain it. What? I need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all these events.
Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not? The Selden file? How did you get hold of that? Selden? The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room. Well, yes, we know this, certainly. A room that was formerly occupied by... God, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm feeling very eepy and fatigued. I feel like we're close to the end of this, so I'd like to finish this one off if I can, but... Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries. I see. And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery. The sum £1,000 worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found. Ah, yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in his file here. £1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the papers summed it up. And I've seen one particular fellow inmate. Was it Shamspear? It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with the location of the stolen loot and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in.
You mean this key is...
Mr. Shamspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? 'Tis a false charge, I tell you, a false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file, but a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is. But even if it's true, Why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings? There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot. So, it all comes out. Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garradeb's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer it to him the accommodation of his choice, because Selden's old room had already been lent to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross. Which is why Mr. Shamspeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it. Mr. Sosuke Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less. So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. Oh. Silence. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch me neck. Oh, listen. I want you to have me loot. Anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. Oh. It's hidden in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Here, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Shamspeare. It's planning a lot of oh my god. It's mine. Oh, he's gonna snap. What did he just say? It's mine. That loot is mine. It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, Jesus. If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me. For the time being, anyway. Verily, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close! I just need a few more hours! I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it! And I can almost taste it now! Do you really think I'd just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through. Oh, I just spilled water on myself.
He seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo.
There is a way. There's one way I can finish him. He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot, which means all we need to do is find it. A fine plan, were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed. Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quick.
Son Sholmes there. Son Sholmes to do it. The final piece in the complex puzzle that I think we might have it in our possession already. We may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. My lord? Yes, counsel? The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we're already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. Oh, he's dancing while sweating. It's our last chance. Oh god. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place? The soap? If it's the fucking soap. Something he said used already. Yeah, not that. I honestly have no idea. A clue as to its whereabouts in Natsume's room. The hand? No. Not the handprint thing, right? No. No. Huh. Soap is looking at me with one hollow 2-centimeter wide eye.
How poetic, Mr. Naruhodo. All the literary references you've been hearing are starting to rub off.
Whoever would have thought of using this depression to make coins of ice?
It's clearly one of those ice coins was in the soap when we first found it, wasn't it? Although, it was a sort of reddish color.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is old, yeah. I don't know.
Take that!
Oh, really? If not mistaken, those are Mr. Shamspear's handprints on the wall of his lodgings. So I was right. I should trust my instincts. That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the—
Yeah, forensic science. Find where the handprints are. Or if we can get a skin print of, Great detective, do you think this is some kind of joke? Do you think I would be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspear. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of the most ridiculous They should compete for the title of most ridiculous man. That's a very fitting competition for them. Oh, 'tis Sherlock Holmes himself. What are you doing here? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is stream moving or is it fine? Is it fine? Is the camera frozen? Is stream frozen? God damn it. Okay. Shit. I don't know what just happened. My mic just temporarily muted and then my camera's frozen, which is great. I love that. Ah, for fuck's sake. I could do a camless stream to finish this off, but I'd probably have to restart stream to finish this off. You know what? I know we're close to the end, but what if... I don't feel like restarting stream. Like, once I'm done, like, the game is idling too. So is the whole screen frozen? It's moving as normal? Alright, if I click... Okay, if I click inside the game window, can you see the history log now? Okay, the game screen is going. The game is playing, it's just the camera that's frozen. Shit. Hold on, let me try something. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what just happened. Alright, I don't know. I think I would have to restart stream to fix this. But honestly, I'm kind of tired, so I think we'll finish this tomorrow. I know we're close to the end, but we'll finish this and start the other one tomorrow. We might start a little bit earlier to, like, if I can wake up early enough. We might start, like, 11:30-ish or so. So, I know, I'm really tired, honestly. I'm feeling kind of, like, fatigued and kind of, I don't want to say, like, woozy or, like, close to passing out. But, like, I do kind of feel, like, not great. So... Deactivating and reactivating the cam. I tried that. That didn't work. Look, I'll put it back on just to see this, okay? Now I deactivate. Okay, I deactivated it. I now activate, and nothing changed. But yeah, I do feel like I need to rest because I'm like not feeling the best physically. I think my long day yesterday is kind of like bleh. Anyways, but yeah, we'll finish this tomorrow and then start case number 3. So again, sorry for cutting it short when we're so close to the end, but I need to rest.
And yeah, that's all. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your day.